Ayush, please wait a moment. Sorry for disturbance. Okay, please all of you mute only. Please listen. Chemical reaction and equation. Here, chemical reaction and equation means first of all you have to learn the term of chemical reaction. So, what is meaning of chemical reaction? Chemical reaction means the occurs of chemical changes. Chemical reaction means the occurs of the chemical changes. What is meaning of chemical changes? Before you have to learn in the physical changes. What is meaning of physical changes? Now, please listen careful, all of you. Last I will ask you doubts. Physical changes. What is meaning of physical changes means if you
The
take
change
in
which
the
can be written. Change can be written is called physical change.
yes, okay, please. Solid state of ice. If you take in the ice is a solid state. Okay, ice is the solid state. Solid state of ice in presence of heat. The presence of heat to convert to liquid state. Liquid state of water. Liquid state of water will be conversion. What happens here? Water will be conversion. Water will be conversion. This is called as a liquid state. So in presence of what is temperature? The presence of temperature, the solid state of converts to the liquid state. Wait. Rashad, please mute. Please, class will be mute. Right. So here, any disturbance. Physical changes means the solid is converted to liquid. That is called as a physical changes. For example, here again come back in presence of certain condition. Certain condition means if you take the cold, if you take and keep in cold, that again the substance will be reversed. So water is converted to solid state. So here liquid is converted to solid. Ice is converted to water, water is converted to again come back. This type of reactions is called as a physical changes. For example, if you take in this only structure will be changes. What are structure? The physical changes. Physical changes means physical state will be changed. Physical state will be only changed. Physical state will be changed. So that type of reaction is called as a physical changes. Physical changes cannot react, cannot study of the chemical reaction. The physical, whenever in the daily life, the chemical changes means occurs of the chemical reactions only. Whenever the physical changes cannot study of chemical reaction. Which case you have to study of the chemical reaction? First of all, you have to listen all of you. Here, if you take in the chemical changes, how can you find the chemical changes means? Here, solid state of ice convert to liquid state of ice. No new substance is formed. No new substance. Again, certain condition come back to again to come to solid state of ice. So this is a new substance is not formed, and new property will not exist. That is called as a physical changes of. So what is meaning of chemical changes? Here you know that in daily life so many chemical changes will be there. Rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. Iron rod keep in the outside some days will be rusted.
Chemical
So
change.
again the new iron will be not prepared. So that is called chemical changes. For example, burning of wax. Burning of wax. Burning of wax also chemical changes only. Okay. Here in this milk, storing of milk in summer season. For example, storing of milk. For example, milk will be stored sometime. Again, come back to the some curd-like substance.
Chemical
The
change.
curd will come to the milk. So that is also chemical changes. For example, you know the digestion of food. Digestion of food also chemical changes. So the finally we have to study the chemical changes caused by the chemical reaction. First of all, what is the meaning of example here, right? Here if you take that hydrogen gas, carefully listen, hydrogen gas react with hydrogen gas react with oxygen. Hydrogen gas react with oxygen to form water. Hydrogen gas react to form water. Here, if you take in hydrogen gas, hydrogen gas, if you take in here, hydrogen gas. Okay, what is this? Hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas, which state? Gaseous state. So this is called hydrogen gas. Okay, ma? Please listen. This is called as a hydrogen gas. So what happened? React matlab you have to write in the positive sign. React matlab you write in the plus sign. So this meaning, react meaning plus sign. React meaning plus sign. What will react with oxygen gas? What will react with the oxygen? So oxygen gas will be react. What will form? To form means to arrow. What is the arrow? The arrow is the direction of reaction. Please understand. Arrow is nothing but direction of reaction. Arrow is nothing but direction of reaction. What will form? To form a water. To form a water. So this is called water. So water is which state? Liquid state. Please understand. So here gaseous state of hydrogen react with the gaseous state of oxygen to form a liquid state of water. Liquid state of water is formed. So entire the physical state will be different. Any certain conditions, the liquids of water is never come back to the gaseous and oxygen gas. The hydrogen gas and oxygen gas never produce. So in presence of electricity, this water is again in the undergoes to electrolysis to produce hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Some certain condition never come back. So this type of reaction is called as a chemical reaction. Okay, burning of wax cannot come by again. For example, storing of milk cannot come again this. So that type of reactions are called as a chemical changes. The chemical changes caused by the chemical reactions. So what is meaning of chemical reaction? I told you. So here hydrogen gas, oxygen gas to form a liquid. This is the word reaction. Please understand. What is meaning of word reaction? These are called as a word reaction. Word reaction means word reaction. Word reaction means whenever the please listen careful. Two or more reactants, two or more substance react with each other. Two or more substance react with each other to form a new substance with new property. What is here new property? So water is existence some different properties. Molecular force will be very simple, less. Here compared with molecular force will be there. We are close to each other, just a little bit. But here far away from each other because this molecular force distance will be large because this is gaseous state. So this is liquid state. So near to close to each other. So here nearer to close is a particular space. Here far away to particular space. So that reason liquid and gaseous state entirely liquids and gaseous state entirely different properties. So water is a new substance among those chemical changes. This gas is different property. Hydrogen gas is different properties. Oxygen gas is different properties. What is the different properties? What happened? For example, combustion. Oxygen gas is a supporter of combustion. You know, combustion means whenever the substance will be burning, that is called combustion. The combustion occurs means oxygen is required. So oxygen is a combustion supporter, but hydrogen is a stop of the supporter. Again, water also the fire extinguisher. Water stop. So fire will be stopping using for the liquid. So in this chemical reaction, entirely property, each and everything is different, but physical changes, the property completely identical. Please understand. The point is most important point is physical changes. The physical changes are before the arrow substance, after the arrow substance. Please understand. Before the arrow substance, after the arrow substance, the completely are almost identical. But in the chemical changes, but in the chemical reaction, the properties entire different. Please understand. Any chemical reaction. Please wait. Now I explain you. What is meaning of word equation? What is meaning of word equation means any sentence of any substance. See, please one thing. This is arrow. Arrow is nothing but direction of the reaction. Direction of the reaction. Before the arrow, that substance is called as a reactants. Which of the substance take part of the chemical reaction? Please understand. Which of the substance take part of the chemical reaction, that is called as a reactants. Which of the substance to produce, what is the result of chemical changes, that is called as a product. What is the reactants means? The take part of the chemical reaction, that is called reactants. What is the productant means? The result of chemical reaction or result of chemical changes, that is called as a productant. So what is that? Reactant is converted to productant. So here the reactant will be shown in the sentence or word names. The name of the substance, names of the substance you write in the formula of this is called word equation. So in a sentence, this is called names of the substance is called a word equation. Please understand. Word equation matlab have to write in the substance in the simple terms in the word form. The simple letters, say hydrogen. So hydrogen gas react with the oxygen gas to form a water. Hydrogen is a one simple term. Oxygen is a one simple term. Water is a one simple term. Whenever you write in the word equation means how the simple term is known as a word equation or word reaction. Next, again the word equation convert to the word equation. So here symbolic equation. How to write the symbolic equation means? Please concentrate all of you. Here word equation. What is meaning of word equation? I told you here, right? Listen carefully. One thing. So hydrogen gas. So what happened here? Hydrogen gas react with the oxygen gas. Hydrogen gas react with the oxygen gas to form a water. Already you know that. So whenever before the arrow, that substance is called as a reactant. Already told you this name is called as a reactant. Reactants. What is meaning of reactants means take part of the chemical reaction. Take part of the chemical reaction is called reactant. Reactants always write in the left hand side only. Please understand. Left hand side you have to write in. Reactant always you write in the left hand side. What is after arrow? Result of the chemical changes, that is called as the product. That is called as the product. The product always write in the right hand side. Right hand side. Okay. Left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side before the arrow, right hand side after the arrow. So here word equation. This is called word equation. So word equation means simple names. Again, the word equation converted to symbolic. Symbolic means in the Berzelius scientist, who is scientist is Berzelius. Berzelius scientist, the word equation to produce of symbols. For example, you know that hydrogen ka symbol is H. Don't write hydrogen. HU don't write, simple hydrogen don't write. You have to write always gases in the dynamic form. H2 gas, the react with the oxygen gas. H2 gas react with the oxygen gas to form a water. Water form is H2O. This is called liquid state. Whenever the word equation, you write in the symbols, the symbolic form or formulas. Symbolic form or formulas, that is called as a word equation. Whenever the word equation you write in the symbolic formula or formulas, that is called as a skeletal equation. Skeletal equation means word equation you write in the symbolic forms. Word equation you write in the symbolic form. That is called as a skeletal equation. Please understand. Word equation you write in the symbolic formulas. That is called as a skeletal equation. Are you understand? So here skeletal equation is mainly LHS of elements, RHS of elements. Okay, what is meaning of skeletal equation means? Skeletal equation means any chemical changes have to represent in the symbolic notation. Any chemical reaction, please understand. Any chemical reaction, you write in the symbolic notation. You write in the symbolic notation. That is called as a chemical reaction. So here chemical skeletal equation or chemical equation. So that is called symbolic notation. So what is meaning of skeletal equation? How many types of skeletal equation? For example, see. First of all, H2 gas react with oxygen gas to form a H2O. This is one of the skeletal equation. So now, here the skeletal equation again two types. Skeletal equation how many types? Two types. See. Please all of you listen careful. Skeletal equation. Skeletal equation. So skeletal equation again two types. What is the unbalanced equation? See, unbalanced equation and balanced equation. Unbalanced equation, balanced equation. So here, how to write the unbalanced equation? How to write the balanced? Just a simple example tell you after I go for depth. For example, you take the hydrogen gas, react with the oxygen gas to form a H2O. This is called one of the skeletal equation. Same again, I'm writing here H2 plus O2 plus underscore H2O. This is one of the skeletal equation. Here, see, carefully listen. Here hydrogen 2, oxygen 2. Here hydrogen 2, here oxygen 1. Here hydrogens left hand side, hydrogens is 2. Oxygens also 2, left hand side. Here right hand side. Hydrogens how many? 2. Oxygens how many? 1 only. So whenever the LHS of element or RHS of element not equal, that is called as an unbalanced equation. What is the meaning of unbalanced equation means? LHS of elements not equal to RHS of elements. What happened here? Hydrogens will be 2, oxygens will be 2. Here 2 na. the sub base value 2. So that's why 2 hydrogens. Base value 2. That's why 2 oxygens. So here hydrogens how many? 2. Here oxygen no value. So that's why 1. So hydrogen 2, 2. Okay. Here oxygen 2, 1. So is not equal. That reason this is called as an unbalanced equation. So what is the balanced equation means? Just here how many hydrogens are? Here LHS of hydrogens, RHS of elements. So LHS, RHS. So what is LHS of here? How many hydrogens? So hydrogens will be 2. Here oxygens will be 2 only. So here hydrogens will be 2 only. Oxygen will be 1 only. So if you take here one common factor, how can you balance means? See, please careful listen here. How many hydrogens here? 2. Hydrogens will be here 2. Here hydrogens will be here 2 only. Here oxygens here how many? 1 only. Here oxygens how many? 2. Just keep on one box. Keep in one box. Here hydrogens is 2 na. Just keep on here 2. Here 2. Then only how many hydrogens will be here? 2 to the 4 hydrogens. 2 to the 4 hydrogens. 2 to the 4. That reason keep on here 2. 2 to the 4 hydrogens. 2 to the 4. 2 to the 4. Okay, 4. Oxygens how many? 2. Here oxygens plus. So hydrogens into 2. The common factor you take 2. 2 to the 4 hydrogens. Here 2 to the 4 hydrogens. So common factor is 4. Common factor is 4. So again here 2 into 1 equal to. Why? Because here no need for moles. No need for number of. So that is here onto 2 equal to 2. So that reason we keep on the 2. So this is called as a LHS of elements equal to RHS of elements is called as a balanced equation. Next session I will completely explain, but later I will discuss it complete briefly. Now what is the meaning of chemical reaction? How can you the chemical reaction can identify? That is the most important. Please listen. Later I will discuss briefly this one. Balanced equation, most important 10th standard board exam 3 marks. Later I will discuss in depth. First some little bit points will be there in the what is the meaning of chemical reaction. During the chemical reaction what happened, that is important. Now please listen. First of all, first point is during the chemical reaction what happened. How can you detect the chemical reaction is take place or not? In our daily life the chemical reaction is take place or not? In your daily life the chemical reaction take place or not? How can you identify the chemical reaction is take place or not? How can you identify it means? Please concentrate. First of all,
Sir,
during the
formation of
chemical
curd.
reaction.
Formation of curd.
Yes. Okay, ma, right. First of all, I'll let you. I told you just listen. Changing state. Change the states. Changing state. Whenever the changing state, that will be explained the changing state that will be explained the chemical reaction take place. For example, already I told you H2 gas. Hydrogen is gaseous. The react with oxygen is gaseous to form a water. This is called as a liquid state. So entirely state will be different. So this state will be formed. So that is a reaction is take place. The state will be changes means the reaction is take place. See hydrogen gas, oxygen gas to form a water. This is liquid state. State will be entirely reactant and product completely change will be state will be changed. That is chemical reaction is take place. For example, state is not changes means the reaction is not take place. Please understand that point is most important. The reactant, the productant, the same state will be cannot exist. Some state is exist means is not a chemical reaction. It take place more 100%. Now, so this is first point, change in state. Next one, change in color. How can you identify the change in color? Here, next one is a change in color. Change in color means same. For example, if you take that, please concentrate. Change in color. So whenever that change in color, change in color. So here change in color means color. For example, the color will be reactant and product. The reactant and product same color means the reaction is not take place. For example, see this. For example, if you take in the N2O4, N2O4, nitrogen tetroxide. This N2O4 is exists in the laboratory colorless. N2O4 exists in the laboratory colorless. Whenever this heating, the heating to form a 2 moles of N2O. Please understand here N2 2 2 4. So here 2 2 means 4 means is not there in 4. So that reason this is a nitrous oxide. So I have to write in this NO2. Keep in 2 nitrogen 2. How many 2 2s are 4 oxide. So 2NO2. Here whenever the 2NO2, what happened here? N. How many 2 nitrogens now? 2 nitrogens write like this. One more oxygen, you write like this. One more oxygen, you write total like this. So whenever the breaking up bond means the colorless compound convert to brown color. Brown color will be changes. Whenever the bond is breaking means the chemical reaction is take place. Please understand, the making of bond or breaking of bond, formation of bond or breaking of bond means chemical reaction is take place. So whenever the chemical reaction take place means changes will be coming. Whenever the changes is coming means the chemical reaction is take place. Please understand. So this is called colorless convert to the brown color. So whenever colorless brown, why? Because the breaking of bond. That reason this is say that chemical changes take place. Now one more example is like, for example, if you take color changes. For example, see this. Here copper sulfate solution. You know copper sulfate solution is a blue color. Copper sulfate solution is a blue color. So whenever the copper sulfate solution taken on test tube, for example, if you take copper sulfate solution blue color, is different on any metal rod. Different on any metal, zinc metal rod or anything. Metal rod will be keep on this. What happened? This color will be changes to white color. So whenever different, for example, whenever the iron rod different the copper sulfate solution, the copper sulfate solution blue color convert to green color. Green color is conversion, green. So what happened here? So metal is dipped on the solution may color will be changes. So that reason this is called as chemical changes. Whenever the chemical changes means the color will change take place means chemical reaction is occurs. The most next one is a change in temperature. Please understand our most important change in temperature. For example, change in temperature. For example, the chemical reaction is take place whenever the chemical reaction take. For example, you know the sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is a pellet. For example, if you take this one test tube, that test tube keeping this water molecule. The water will be filled up. Water. Here, added to the sodium hydroxide pellet. Whenever the sodium hydroxide pellet added to water, this beaker will be feel hot. The beaker will be here, touch them. The two feel very hot because here, whenever the two reactants, two substances will be added, sodium hydroxide added to the water means the solution will be very hot. So the heat will be released. Whenever the during of chemical reaction, heat will be released means that is called as a exothermic reaction. Understand? Exothermic reaction. So here name is the exothermic. Say exothermic reaction. For example, same again you will take the test tube. Heat added to water, added to the sugar. Now whenever a sugar is added to the water, this is called heat will be required. Why heat will be required means the sodium sugar the breaking of bonds. The breaking of bonds means energy is required. So that's why this solution will be very cold. More thanda, very cold. That reason this is called heat will be required means endothermic reaction. So what happened? Whenever the breaking of bond means heat will be required. So that is called endothermic reaction. Whenever the making of bond, formation of bond means heat will be released. Whenever heat will be released means that is called exothermic reaction. Heat will be released. So the take place of releasing of heat, the absorption of heat is called as a exothermic endothermic system. So for example, you take the respiration, the breathing of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, that is called exothermic reaction because of the carbon dioxide release means hot. C plus O2 to form a CO2. That is exothermic reaction. Whenever taking of oxygen in the conversion of is doing in the respiration process, exothermic reaction. Prashad, time is over. See once maybe cut the meeting, end the meeting, please. Prashad.
Okay.
Save chai. After that, okay, ma, this is okay, right? Understand? So whenever the reaction is added to that some chemicals, the beaker will be feel very hot. Whenever the beaker you touch, the beaker will be very cold. So then only chemical reaction is take place. Okay, ma, please understand. Tomorrow session I will explain you again. Next one. Okay, balancing equation. One more precipitate reaction will be there. Prashad, see once. Okay, ma, please. Are you understand? Ma, any doubt? Doubts will be clarified. Again, I will explain remaining. Precipitate reaction I explain you. Precipitate reaction. Gaseous reaction I explain you. Gaseous. How can you identify the gas? The during the chemical reaction is gas is released or not? How can you find this? The releasing of another chemical reaction is going on. The gas will be released or not? Please listen carefully here. Exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction. Energy will be released, energy will be absorbed. So during the chemical reaction, heat will be released means exothermic rate. During the chemical reaction, energy will be absorbed means endothermic rate. In the process of the chemical reaction is take place. Is not doing anything means the reaction is not occurs. For example, C. How can you find this means C plus O2 to form a CO2. C plus O2 to form a CO2. Prashad, stop chesam. C plus